my name is just Pritchard, that's correct, and you're here today to have a look at the labs and the first introductory session into the science department. The science department is made up of 9 labs, and it's 8 labs, 9 teachers. And when you come here, you'll be learning all sorts of things about animals, how they work, where they live, what they need to live, and how we can help them, how we can look after them, and how we can provide them with a safe place to live. And lately, we seem to be learning more and more about that on the television, newspapers and so on, and how we should look after our environment and make sure that it's a safe place for us and for us as friends. Also, you will be learning about problem solving. How do you begin little problems, and you will have to think very hard about how to solve them. So you'll be learning processes. I'm going to teach you a little bit, and then you have to learn to apply that to new situations. And you'll learn a lot yourselves. You'll learn far more than what we can actually teach you. Right, well, first of all, I have to say to you, start off with a little bit of a negative note. I must ask you not to touch things. I noticed as soon as you came in, some people started twiddling the gas taps. I must ask you not to do that. The lab is a very safe place to sit here, but potentially it is quite dangerous. And what that means is that if you're not careful, or if you're silly, it can become a dangerous place. So you have to be taught how to use the lab to get the most out of it. And to begin with, that involves not touching things unless you're told. Now then, this morning, we haven't got an awful lot of time, but just to give you a taste of the sort of thing you learn about when you come here, we've got a couple of experiments set up. And what I want you to do in the course, can you put your hand down, please, and listen to me? In the course of the next half hour, you'll all do 3 experiments. So there'll be a certain amount of moving around, and the 6th form will help you, and there might be some other people coming to help you to sort things out. Now, there's rather a lot for you to listen to at home, but if you can do your best to listen to the instructions, because I'll tell you about each of the experiments, and you'll have to remember all that when you come around to doing each experiment. First of all, I might start with the easiest experiment here, and this is a little experiment to find out the colours, the different colours that make up, or the different dyes that make up the colours in Smarties. You might think that, well, orange, well, obviously it's an orange dye. Well, it may well be, but it might be a mixture of colours. And there's a very simple way of separating those colours out. This is the way that we do it. Right, so you take a Smartie, and I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but please don't eat these. They're not poison, but in the lab, you don't eat. You don't eat anything because you don't know what's around. You don't know what's on the bench. I hope there isn't any poison around, but you don't know. So it's best not to risk it. If you think, is that poison? Well, probably not. I eat it. I wouldn't do that. I don't know. Anyway. So you don't eat these at all. You mustn't put anything into them. So you rest your filter paper on a little dish. You put the Smartie in the middle, and then you have to be very patient, because what you're going to do, in fact, I'll do this one for you, Smartie. And just to show you how it works, you put a tiny drop of water on top of the Smartie. In fact, let me get plenty. You have to wait until the water runs off and onto the paper. When it's done that, you put another little drop on, and so on. And you keep going until the water is just about a centimetre from the edge of the paper. Now if you squirt it on like that, this is all you get is a wet mess. So you have to be patient. A drop, leave it. A drop, leave it. Until, as I say, the water is about a centimetre, half a centimetre from the edge of the paper. Right? So I think that's quite easy. This is 6 will come around and give you a hand if you really don't. Now then, the next experiment. The next experiment I'll explain to you is about the magnets and the iron filings. There are instructions there for you. So if you have a look at the instructions, again, if you're not very sure, someone will come and give you a hand. Simply, you put the magnet on the bench, you put the paper on the magnet, and then you sprinkle some iron filings on it, on top of the paper. Try and keep the iron filings away from the magnet. You sprinkle it on just as if you were putting salt on your chips. That sort of action, right? So don't put be afraid of it. Just sprinkle it evenly over. If you tap the paper gently, and you should see a pattern. I won't say any more than that. I want you to have a look. See what you can see. And if you can see a pattern, there is a piece of paper there for you to draw on. Okay? And there are a few little experiments you can do. Again, when you come around to that, I think it would be quite clear you see. Now then, the third experiment, I want you to work, well, you're going to work in pairs for that one, and pairs for the one at the back of it. So I might move some of you around, because this experiment here, you're going to need, it's not a competition, but one person will do the experiment and the other is going to time and see how long it takes. Now, you really need to look at this to understand it fully. And I can't bring it up here because I don't want to move it. But there's a star on a piece of paper, like that, 2 lines. And all you have to do is take a pencil and draw between those 2 lines. Easy. That's all you have to do. Your partner's going to time you to see how long it takes. But not quite as straightforward as that, because you can only see this star by looking into the mirror at the front. So this star is under that little box, and you look into the mirror and you can see the star reflected, and you put your hand into that box and you try and do it by looking into the mirror, and you'll find it's not as easy as you first think. And I want your partner to time you to see how long it takes. And some very clever people have done it in about 30 seconds. Some other people have taken 25 minutes and then say, I give up, I can't do it. Now you might find that's difficult to believe, but you try and see how quickly you can do it. The rules are that you have to stay between the lines. You must not know the pattern. You have to stay between the lines. And then you will swap around with your partner and you'll see who's the quickest. And perhaps we'll keep a record of the time and see who's the quickest in the class. Right? So 3 experiments, and we've got about half an hour, so that gives you about 10 minutes per experiment. So you've got 10 minutes where you are, and in 10 minutes time, I will say, right, can you stop what you're doing, and everyone will move around. So please don't move around until I ask, because otherwise it will be chaotic. Right? You'll have nothing to do. Right, now I think we have to sort some people out here. Boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 there. 2,
You're stopping the watch. So what do you mean?
Trees up and down. Time jogging.
Easy, is it? Anybody else finish it? You try it?
Has anybody finished it? Not even mine's gone pink. Pink, blue, and that hobbit part and red. Mine's gone pink, yellow, blue, and red. 3 green there. Mine is as well.
People drawing the stars, you can write on the sheet, write your name, and you write the time on it as well, how long it took to go around. So there are 2 stars on each side of the sheet. So there are plenty of stars to go.
Richard, you're 135 on nearly 3 minutes. 140. All the people from my down. Pencil went down. Keeps going.
So you've got different colours coming out. That's a good one.
It's from me. Mine's gone white. Maybe you could just come in blue. Your wish was just going to fall through the paper. Mine's going to explode.
Don't put any more water on.
My purple one's going to go smash. Smash. Not bad. Yeah. See, when they some cookies. Have you got to do it again? I've done it. What was the time?
2 minutes 55 seconds.
What was my time? 3 minutes 20 seconds. 3 minutes? 135. 135. So what?
I don't know about some of the others.
What's your class?
Nice lines. Right, now you can see the lines going on. So you take a piece of pen, your name on the bottom, and then that's the one that you press in. Just draw the lines generally going
Well,
on.
you see, some colours are better than others, but we do no, because no, just one, I'm afraid, because we can have to use red. I'm afraid time is almost up. Our 10 minutes is nearly up, and we're almost ready to move around. Has anyone? I think the smarty people have just about finished. But I don't think anyone else has finished. All the star people haven't gone yet. No?
He's at his second book.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Why?
I got it.
Oh, you had it right. Did you both have to go there? How much did you have? 4 minutes?
Crap.